Anyway, I thought I'd give you a little glimpse behind the mirror to show how the sausage gets made, because as everyone knows, it usually gets made behind a mirror. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Plastic Soul, the Entertainment Earth Pop Culture Show. I'm your host, Jason Lindsay. You know, we've had a lot of headaches over the years, Biff Bang Pow, trying to make things, make cool things, bring things to fruition. There's a lot of hands in those pies. Lots of things have to be checked off, lots of I's dotted and T's crossed before something can go from factory to shelf. It takes a long time. There's a lot of people involved, not just on our side, but also with the studios. And I could fill a book up with some of the headaches we've dealt with and some of the ins and outs of that, and how we really have to jump through hoops of fire to get this stuff made.
Come on! It's time to bail out!
But let's go back again, if you will, all the way back to the beginning when we started doing this stuff. We had a license for Flash Gordon, and we had a license for The Big Lebowski.
There's the money, Lebowski.
We wanted to get things moving. We wanted to get a couple of categories out, hopefully in time for Comic-Con, but maybe in time for New York Toy Fair in 2007, that we could put some stuff on display. Well, there was a big back and forth between King Features, who owns the character of Flash Gordon, and Universal Studios, who did the film. King Features thought Universal had the rights to all those characters. Universal was adamant that King Features had the rights. In other words, Universal did the film, but whatever product got made would still have a King Features Limited logo on it. I made my case.
What if I granted you a kingdom?
I said that very thing, that every piece of Flash Gordon whatever I've had throughout my life always has King Features on it, not Universal. But it was not to be. This went on for 6 months until finally Universal dug through their 30-year-old paperwork and shipped it off to King Features to say, look, it's not us, it's you.
You're saying it's my fault.
And then King Features said, oh, I guess it is us. And we got rolling.
Must be my lucky day.
But then we still needed to make sure we had character likenesses, actor likenesses in the license. That was a whole other aspect of the license. It's always best to be proactive with these things, even if you don't have something in place. Get moving on the designs, because when it's time to really, hit the button, you're halfway there. You're already ready to go, basically. So we had been doing designs for at least 2 bobbleheads all along. Maybe we could get those out. They're pretty easy to do. That shouldn't be a problem. A bobblehead like this. This is our Flash Gordon bobblehead. We did a Ming one as well at the same time. This is the very first physical item that Biff Bang Pow ever made and got into our hands, so to speak. But what's interesting about it is we didn't have any reference images to make this thing. Nothing came from Universal and nothing came from King Features, so we just kind of had to wing it on our own. So the logo was taken off of the logo that's on the soundtrack, the Queen album. We had to get a scan of that and put that into the system and do this. And the images basically come out of the movie program from 1980 that we stuck on here. And really, we used everything we could. We did the same thing for Ming. We took the only photos we really had available to use and got them on the box and got it out in time, and did all right. I mean, people hadn't seen Flash Gordon stuff before, so they were kind of thrilled. But then when the action figures came out, whole nother story. But still, we still didn't get a bunch in the way of images. Unfortunately, King Features was still thinking in terms of the comic strip, and they were thinking in terms of Alex Raymond, so they sent us assets for that more than once. But that's okay. We loved our relationship. It was great. We got stuff done. Once we had done the first couple of 6-inch figures for Flash Gordon, we, right at that same time, started to make 8-inch figures, sort of Mego-style figures for lots of different licenses. We did a Lebowski one. We did the Venture Brothers, 8-inch figures of Flash and Ming as well. But I wanted them to look retro. I didn't want to take any of the assets that are current or from the movie, but I wanted to give it a feel that it would kind of look like the kind of figure you'd get off the shelf back in 1980. You would have walked into a toy store and maybe they would have been Mego style. Here's what I did. In the UK, a cereal called Weetabix gave away little trading cards inside the boxes of cereal for Flash Gordon. And each little set of cards you get was 6 cards. They were kind of stuck together. When you opened them up, they were connected. They were perforated, and you could, make the story of Flash Gordon. But then you had to mail away for the Flash Gordon movie album. That was a mail away thing. And then you took that and you stuck your cards in it. Well, I happen to have one of those Weetabix Flash Gordon movie albums for the cards to go in. So what did we do? We got a little creative with the artwork on that, since it's circa 1980 and kind of retro, and made it part of our 8-inch figure lines. Now, isn't it fun that we did that? Anyway, I thought I'd give you a little glimpse behind the mirror to show how the sausage gets made, because as everyone knows, it usually gets made behind a mirror, and talk about some of the earliest stuff that Biff Bang Pow did and how we got creative with our imagery. I think it worked. I think it's long enough to tell the truth. That's what happened. Did you get our stuff when it came out? Are you Flash Gordon fans at all, or somebody out there that got some of this stuff? Well, now you know the real story. Let us know what you think. Please hit like and subscribe, and leave a comment, and let me know what you think about cutting corners, toy-wise. And don't forget to sign up for the Entertainment Earth email newsletter to stay up to date on all of your pop culture needs. They won't let you down. He'll save every one of us. I'm gonna go save him in a glass case. See you soon.